Da-dun, da-dun. Da-dun, da-dun. Da-da. Da-da, 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 da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da, da-da. Da-da. Da-da, 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 da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, just the Pink Panther obsessed, Edie. the hyper. If you ever wonder why she's a pink cat, oh my god, you know? I never considered that, but you're probably right. the hyperfixation I have that only Duna knows about because she has known me for so long, she's unlocked that part of the social link. She's a pink cat and she's a big cat. Raora! Hi, Ranger. I hope your trip is going well. I know you were super excited. The obsession with detective and mysteries all began that fateful day. God. That and Nancy Drew, you know? Definitely. So here's fun facts. Yeah, because my parents really liked James Bond movies, but they also really liked the Pink Panther. Which is, I guess it's technically an American show, but it's about a bumbling French detective. And my childhood friend taught me this. I didn't know it at the time, but Inspector Clouseau, who's like the main character, the whole thing with him is calling someone Clouseau is like saying they have a hole in the head. Like, you know, they're so dumb, like, you know, their brains just like spilled out. Forgot about that. Yeah, I'm like, me and my childhood friend were like probably one of the few people who went and saw the 2 reboot Pink Panther movies that were like in the mid like 2000s. Like they weren't like the having Steve, like the one starring Steve Martin. They weren't particularly great, but we both loved the Pink Panther, so we're like, yes, we're going. Oh my goodness, that takes me back. She tormented me with Social Link for years. I heard stories, oh no. Yeah, I mean, Iduna likes Persona, and she's dabbled, but she's not sat down and played them all, right? That's basically it. She's consumed, it's one of those things, it's like you've consumed it through my hyperfixation. What Iduna does play? Nothing but Kingdom Hearts, Sonic, and Genshin Impact. I've dragged her into Honkai Star Rail and ZZZ, but those are the 3 that she keeps up with regularly and plays like every day. Iduna. And mine's over at NASA. Do not play. Oh my gosh, that's right. In a game lot. Oh no! It's the Xenoblade. I'm crying. You know, I could see why Kingdom Hearts players would also like that series, but oh my god. called out, read to rights, arrested, charged, convicted. It is very good. Perhaps one day, once Iduna is able to stream, maybe she'll be able to commit to long games again. Because I know, at least from when we've chit-chatted, part of the struggle is Iduna's just very, very busy. So, like, you know, a 100-hour game, really hard to stick to. Even though, you know, Genshin Impact and all those other ones, yes, you know, over time, they become 100-hour games, but much easier to make progress with, like, playing just an hour a day in gacha games than, you know, those big old JRPGs, as much as I love them to pieces. The Fish's Glassy has already played Zilia. Oh my god, that's true! I will buy her all the games and expansions. Oh my god! You didn't buy me all the games and expansions, but you'll buy her all the games and expansions. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Zod bought me the first one, so close enough. The legendary moment where Zod buys the game, I play the game. I end up crying during the first stream because sad stuff happens and Zod's like, oh god, what have I done? Now she's crying. Like, no, it's not your fault. It's a good game. This is just a very sad moment. It still comes to mind. Oh god. I did stream. Oh god. I was snotty crying. I still haven't played the update because I got spoiled for some of the stuff and I'm like, oh great, so I'm gonna be sobbing like a freaking baby. Excellent, awesome, cool, great. It's like I'll play the update when Edo Star, like the next planet comes out because then, you know, I'm forced to. Love angsty games. Fair enough. I mean, it's like, I love those kinds of things as well, but it's very rare for media to, like, actually make me cry. Like, I definitely tear up or get very sad, but straight up, like, and then Diana's got completely silent. I'm like, I'm trying not to cry. Oh no, not the webtoons. I think it was even Honkai Star recently where you were like, well, I got Misty. Oh my god. You know, you're right. 1000%, yes. Sometimes I'm like, Iduna, you need to play this game or you need to catch up because, you know, I had this really strong reaction. So you know it's good. My Day! Oh, man. We love My Day. So who are you really, Apollo, Justice, or Fine? According to Apollo, he is neither. Who knows? Who knows with Apollo? And hello, welcome in. Finon is here for all the Shiro, like all the Shiro lovers, whether or not you would actually die for Shiro Emiya. Finon is cut from the same cloth. And I will not take... Well, no, he was... It's like, no. Hello. Everyone, that Hoyoverse is obsessed with fate. Are you telling me? Are you telling me they wrote a character that like desperately wants to be a hero at all costs, even when it means sacrificing themselves over and over again, and they were not thinking of Shiro Emiya? I call baloney. I call bullshit. Hi, Drakon, how's it going? Punches a wall. Iduna's with me with the shit. Like, Shiro is my wife. Iduna's just like, that is my son. We do not talk slander about my son. That is my flesh and blood, correct. And yeah, I know. Honkai Star Rail is really bad for that stuff, but yeah. Just, yeah, everyone being like, it's like, it's like, whatever. It's like, we all hate Shiro, he's unrealistic. And I'm like, fight on. He's right there. He's right there. If you love fight on, you should love Shiro. I know. It's like, okay. Like, Shiro has more dumb teenage boy moments. Because he is a dumb teenage boy. But yes. This is glorious. I'm glad. I will spare art at the comments I was gonna make. Oh my goodness. Yeah. She has DM'd me stuff and I just sit there blinking. Like, that sure was a thing she said. Okay. Okay. No, you don't want to know. Your Ace Arrow ass definitely does not want to know. No ask? No ask. Don't ask. No. No. If me saying stuff like, would you if me going to a female character and being like, would you like help holding those? Is enough to like put you off? You do not want to know what Iduna says. No. You do not want to know. Holding hands is a lot for you? Yeah, we know. We know. Ah, yes, the agent of chaos. See, Art and I joke about being alternate universe versions of each other. You know how, like, especially everyone was like, oh my god, Dee Dee's so innocent, she's so pure. Look at the things she says and does, but secretly, like, once you know what's going on in my mind, you're like, what? Art is just presented at face value. Art is still University Dee Dee without that hidden depth. Narissa Conan, yeah! We both are. I am waiting patiently, yay! Yes, it's at work in the background. I'm helping around when we can, but obviously, you gotta be mentally prepared yourself. You are not useless. Do not say that. No. 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 We literally had a conversation 2 weeks ago about using nicer language when talking about ourselves. You are not useless. You are uninformed. You are learning. There we go. That's better. Out here making me be nice to myself. Literally, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago where I talked about how We used to make the whole, like, oh, Iduna, you're lucky you're so cute because you're so dumb. And then you asked us all to stop doing that because it was ruining your self-confidence. And now you're doing it to yourself? No. I did that. You did that. This was like 3 years ago at this point, but I remember. I remember. Who am I? You're a person who's gone through a lot of traumatic experiences in the past year. Give yourself some grace. You have held yourself together through things other people have not. Red to filth. That's what I'm here for. Hi, Ein. How you doing? Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. All right, start getting the game going because with Iduna here, we could yap for 25 years. Such a character, literally. This is why our collaborations are just complete nonsense. You've got a funny work story? Okay, Ranger, we're all ears. While I'm setting up the game, I know, like, it'll be delayed. Like, or a chatting stream does sound nice, though. True. But I mean, Unite and Fight is coming. So, definitely, I will be chatting a whole bunch soon. One day we'll have the Iduna and Diddy chat on stream and I will pass away. You will pass away. It'll just be a big Zazudan. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is what chatting streams are at the end of the day. Slowly. I mean, like, I've got, like, chit-chat Zazudan video, like, streams planned. Like, I want to do a stream where we just go on YouTube Shorts and we just look at every cat thing we can find. Bow, bow! Thank you for the bow, bow. I fear for this upcoming guild war, you can use extra slotted grids for Nightmare 250. Yeah. I get around to... Oh my god. They have side grids now? Yeah, they keep increasing the difficulty because understandably, the people who are in the top ranked crews are just absolutely nonsense. And they're trying to find ways to slow them down and it's not working. It's like, no, seriously. You gotta stop. No. We're gonna have Nightmare 400, like, in 2 years. Gonna make food and disappear because you're gonna be busy. Okay, don't let us stop you from doing what you gotta do. Thank you for stream. Great seeing y'all. Thank you. Happy lurking if you just, like, have us chilling in the background. If not, understandable. You will as usual? Okay. Big stretch. Before we get started, to the left, to the right. Reach for the sky. Perfect. Ha. Everyone hydrate. Hydrate or dihydrate. Literally doing Apollo screams a lot. God, he does. That's why I literally forgot about that when when I first played it again on Tuesday, and Apollo did his first time Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot that was his thing. It's like, my chords are steel. Work out. I quote that so much. It's so good. It is so good. And it's so funny because it's easy to forget, but in the Japanese version, Apollo's voiced by Ken, who also voiced Judai / Jaden from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And they're both red, so I'm like, this is perfect. It's so funny because, yeah, I mean, Phoenix had some pretty forceful objections, but Apollo just takes it to another level. Oh god, yeah, Ace Attorney 6. Right in the feels. They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna wrap up the story for all of these guys, because, you know, it's time. And oh, did they wrap it up. No, your story was too long. No. I mean, if you feel like retyping it, you can always put it in the Discord later. But yeah, gosh darn it. How dare Twitch not tell us? It's like, by the way, I'll put it in the DD chord later. Excellent. I love DD chord caught on. Iduna thought that up. Alrighty. Rubs my grubby little hands together. Turnabout Trump continues. As I said last time, they're talking about playing cards. Not the sentient orange. It's the only way you refer to the DD Discord. It's just, it worked so perfectly. Alrighty. Brilliant mind? Oh yeah, she's so clever. Iduna and I were both clever on our own, but we build upon each other really well. Oh no! Genshin leaks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Be the worst human alive? It's called being multifaceted. You are a diamond sparkling from all kinds of sides. Just some of those sides need a little bit of cleaning. That's gay and I love you. Thank you. Hey! It's what I'm here for. Can you really be BFFs with someone if y'all aren't constantly mistaken for a couple when her husband isn't around? Alrighty. I think I've got everything good to go. Let me know if audio isn't good, but we should be okay. Have a cough drop before we get going. My humidifier is out of water, but we'll have an ad break in like 40 minutes, so I'll top it back up at that point. Everything's just so dry. Dino and I were talking about that, like, why do we feel so absolutely awful today? And it's like, it's because it's winter. And the heating is cranked up, so we're like dehydrating. We're turning into a sponge. There we go. We got hit with it the same day too, yup. We 2 followers away from 500, we sure are! I know, it's crazy. Nosebleed? No nosebleeds yet. But when it gets this dry, I have gotten sinus infections before, which is fun. The very first time that happened, because, you know, I coughed up blood, not like, you know, the kind of coughing out blood you see in anime, but still I'm like, oh, that's not normal. And they're like, oh yeah, you definitely have a sinus infection. Since it's this severe, here's some antibiotics. Otherwise, you could have probably waited it out. I'm like, oh, great. Do I have to look forward to this every winter now? Because, you know, as soon as you get a condition once, you're more prone to get it again. It's like, god damn it. So soon, I know. Oh yeah, dry air? Don't mess with that stuff. That's why I've got 2 humidifiers going most of the time in here. But it's a balancing act, right? Because if you use too many humidifiers, or like you have them set on too high a setting, you'll get mold growing. So it's like, great, can't win. The real fix would be, you know, fixing the heating in the windows in this, because this is like a 50, 60-year-old building. But, like, yeah, weatherproofing and that stuff, because for context, we have, the old-style hot water boiler type heaters. Like the radiators where like they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna blast these full force through of heat. And so, you know, if you're on the other side of the room, you're freezing. But if you sit right beside these, you'll be sweating kind of thing. So of course the air just immediately gets super dry. Might go full Shrek? Yeah, we definitely don't want that. Has our witness, Miss Olga Aurelio, recovered? Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again. Hi, Kristoff. That's the thing, you see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. Have a Red Bull. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly take the stand. Very well, the witness will take the stand. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser? Yeah, not. Oh! Name's Olga O'Reilly. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers O'Reilly. Oh. Oh, really? The puns! The puns! Want to know something else? Not particularly. I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like O'Reilly. Oh, really? There. That's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. I can't believe you're not Russian! Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath, and you've also committed perjury already. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. Perjury in an Ace Attorney game? No, this is just a simple misspeak. Yeah, I didn't change my story like 6 times. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. The finger to his head. You're thinking so hard. Don't think so hard. You put yourself in pain, buddy. It's okay. His big forehead. Shush! Don't call out his forehead. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. It was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! I have a question, ma'am. Let me just check the record for what you said. From, oh, I wasn't there to I was secretly recording the entire time, literally. Elegant? An elegant trap. I call baloney because, like, that might have been their plan. But they're like, oh yeah, we were gonna plant a card in, his pocket. And what if Nick put his hand in his pocket at any point, and he's like, oh, there's a card in my pocket that I did not put here. I better get rid of that. Like... It would have been a better trap to do, like, a sleight of hand thing, where, like, when they search for hidden cards, they produce that extra card from, like, his sleeve. And, like, and then you play it off, but planting it on someone's person beforehand, when they could very easily find it? Come on, that's stupid. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed and cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Okay, what do you got against Nick, though? Oh, really? Oh, really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? So many mistakes. I agree the trap was elegant, yet what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers, oh really? Oh really? witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Hey, that's sexist. Shut up, Judge. Cute? Who wants to be cute? What's wrong with being cute, huh? What's wrong with that? I'm not cute, I'm bad. Bad! The more you say that, the less legitimate you are. When you're through being bad to the bone, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. They did the equivalent of trying to set mousetraps, but they accidentally touched the trigger while they were at it, and frickin' got the trap stuck on their own hand. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Gasps! Oh my god. Someone realized there was something in their pocket. I can't believe it. That's impossible. That's crazy. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. Except you guys are the ones who cheated. Surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect! No one ever checks their pockets! No one ever puts their hands in their pockets to, like, try and look cool or, like, to fidget with something. No! No! No one ever touches their pockets! Look who's talking! Well, testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? You can be a criminal and a witness. And when defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? True. Alright. Can't really press or contradict that. Can't really press or contradict that. That's pretty straightforward. We could possibly press that one. Took a bottle and swung it. That one is definitely something to contradict. Possibly that one. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. She can't really prove what happened to the planted card, so might not be much... There might not be much, like... What's the word I'm looking for? Purpose? Might not be worthwhile to press her on that one, even though we definitely could. Let's start. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly and found nothing? Which means you didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. What? Well... Oh, we're having a dizzy spell. What was that just now? I sensed something. Hey, it's the magic bracelet. Have you thought the psyche locks in the Makatama were crazy in the original trilogy? Whoo, boy, have I got news for you, and it is Apollo's magic bracelet. Which is an interesting concept, because the whole purpose of it is the way he knows. Because, you know, the Magatama reacted. Nick saw the psyche locks. for Apollo, his bracelet shrinks. So it gets tighter around his wrist, and I'm like, sounds like a good way to lose a hand, but alright. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. Should I press her a little harder? Yes, always. Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You... Me? Quick fingers, really? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it. Honest. Ah, yes, and there's her tells. The Apollo Justice games start making, pointing out contradictions and stuff a little more nuanced. Because you start using people's body language. And that carries through all the rest of the games. So she's like touching her neck. She's playing with her hair. Those are nervous twitches. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? She has not passed the vibe check. That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Oh, everything's so slow now. Whoa, what's going on? The sensation, it's coming into focus. That twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Nick unlocked his secret something or other.
Gotcha!
Not the frickin' twang. So really, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? She's gotta be a bad poker dealer if she has such an obvious tell. I gotta say that. Like, they're supposed to be, like, completely unreadable. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? Surprise, Olga. I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. Are those glasses just for show? To be fair, not everyone's good at reading body language. But that was obvious. Like, that's a very obvious tell. Playing with your hair or touching your neck, especially for women, that's a super common one. Like, if you're ever with a girl and she's like playing with her hair a lot, she's nervous. Whether that's a good kind of nervous, because you're making her uncomfortable, or it's a good kind of nervous because she likes you, that will have to be determined by other cues, but that's like the basic one. She's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory as she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about? This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? So really, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is... Well, it's gotta be the bottle. It's the only weapon. Take that! The frickin' take that! And he's like blowing out the mic. Love it. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? Well, what's he talking about now? It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you. This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wall conjecture. Okay? The witness's habits? That's completely irrelevant. It is not. Justice? I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. Don't be, it's, Sorry, I just remembered he's, supposed to be the best defense attorney in town. And he can't keep up with this logic. That is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. In 2 pieces, this is our last resort. Complications, Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet, I am knowing nothing, and she's back to being fake Russian. Oh, gosh. It's like, I got no idea what you're talking about. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please. Now. Ah, fine. And now it's speeding up. Okay. It's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. I guess this is, oh, what do they call it? The cornered music? That's basically the track that always shows up in these games when you've got the witness well cornered. And everything speeds up. Alright. How do we contradict this one? Used by the defendant to notify the police. You didn't let him out of your sight, you say, but he called the police from the first floor.
Objection!
Excuse me! This don't make sense! We have clear contradictions! It states the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Oops. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. Awkward. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. She just flashbanged herself with the camera. The man who picked up a bottle and spun it that night, was it the defendant? Pretends to be surprised. Uh-oh. Check his pockets. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Uh-oh. Just then, Mr. Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me! You, some master of cheating, you turned out to be! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If I came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us? Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! I'm imagining all of this. It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame them. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Aurelia a big fat liar. Damn! What? Three were in the room the night of the murder, the defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive. Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was, well, murder. I did it. I'm no killer! Is she, though? We'll find out in a moment. Ad breaks kicking in. Okay, I will be right back. Get up, stretch. Get some water. I'm gonna get some water to refill my humidifier, and I will be right back. So hold tight. You love the ominous music for the break? Hey, getting water is very serious business. Alrighty, we should be back. Hold on. Ta-da! Alrighty. Perhaps one day I'll get some proper break music. I'm no killer, it's a trap! Somebody's trying to frame me! Nick? Bro, what tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. Alright, Mr. Poet. So tangled. We catch ourselves in the process. But, Mr. Right? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. We can't do that because obviously, per Ace Attorney logic, especially in the first case, it's gotta be someone in this courtroom. And we're running out of people to accuse. Right. Like Mr. Wright was saying before recess, a single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the cards didn't know two colors of cards were being used. A fourth person. Somebody who was not paying attention, clearly. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I mean, it's Gavin. Let's be real, it's Kristoff. Because he's already admitted that he had dinner with Nick that night. It's not that out of the question for him to have tagged along, or they had dinner at the restaurant where Nick works. This theory again. Your fourth person doesn't exist. Can you prove that they do exist? Or rather, can you prove they don't exist? It's, oh, what is it? They mentioned it in Umineko, the Devil's Paradox? It's impossible to prove something doesn't exist, but it's technically it's impossible to prove something doesn't exist. Therefore, it does exist. Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. Like I've done dozens of times in my law career before it imploded. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. Thanks, brah. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about? Sorry. Remember what I said? The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the colors on the backs of the cards. Right, but how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Oh! Kristoff did say he thought they were using blue cards for the last round. Ooh. Oh, buddy! Oh, buddy! You cooked? Yeah, I had that impression too. Why? Well, Apollo, think you could figure out who it was? baka. Oh, who is this fourth person? Well, you ain't gonna like it, but we'll tell ya. Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? 33. Dun dun dun. The age of 30 is in demand, as they say. 61, 21.
Take that!
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. Thanks, I guess. Am I supposed to be happy about that? I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. Nobody got them wrong, that's the point. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. In the year of our Lord, 2030. Can't tell which of the cards are blue. The ones on the floor or the ones on the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo. Yes. But when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It is true the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet, it was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition. Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flames, know its final outcome. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden, bombastic side-eye, literally. Oh, boy. Right? You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Such a good game right from the start. Oh yeah, I remember being so shocked when I played this for the first time, and it's like, what do you mean our ally is like a murderer from the get-go? Oh, Christoph, you know, even I would never take a joke this far. This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. This is madness. This is Sparta. his own defense attorney of murder A. Apollo is his defense attorney, not Mr. Gavin. Gavin is the aide. He's the side piece. He's the sidekick. I assure you, I'm quite sane. What possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim never even met. Well, what if they have? Huh? Yeah, what if they have? There is a possibility after all. They may have met that night before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Dooby-Doo? Mr. Wright, the defense would like you to... The defense would like to request no such thing. Hey! You're not in charge here! Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related? Oh, you... Sucks when the bad guys are smart. Not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Hey, Judge, let's go! Judge is like, sit the frick down. This isn't your show. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Okay. Christoph really thought he could control everything through justice. He cannot. He cannot. Here are the testimony. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through even if, you know, having your mentor be a murderer would really freaking suck. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. A2, Justice? You would betray me, your teacher? Hey, that's not a real quote. Shut up. They are fairly sure that Brutus did not, Caesar did not actually say A2, Brutus. Fro's just being dramatic. Hello, welcome in. I'm sorry, Mr. Gaffin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Very well, then. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will please take the stand. Apollo's gonna fail his internship because Kristoff will not sign the paperwork. I like how, okay, so this is a very small thing, but if you look in the background, you can see the drink board. And it's very hard to make out, but you can see, like, you know, 550, 600. They try and set everything in, like, quasi-America. But imagine going to a restaurant for $600 borscht. It's supposed to be yen, obviously. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin! You were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dine with him rather frequently. Well, this is awkward. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? Surprise! Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. Because, you know, some people get involved in murder of their own decision. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then. And now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may question the witness. I mean, this is getting a little awkward, but hey, Justice? Sir, he's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir? Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Not for you, anyway. Why can't I have a normal trial with Phoenix? No way! Oh, the Magic School Bus. That was good. That was good children's television. I love that show. Apollo Justice, hi, money! Yes, we finished, we finished Ace Attorney, investigations, and we moved on to Apollo. I have played this, like, Ace Attorney 4, 5, and 6 before, but it was a long time ago. Like, I replayed the original trilogy many times. Apollo Justice, like Ace Attorney 4, I borrowed from a friend back in the day, so I had no opportunity to replay it. And then, you know, Ace Attorney 5 and 6, I only really played once, because, my DS broke, or sorry, my 3DS broke. And just, you know, I never got around to replacing it, blah, 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 blah. I was very happy when this remaster came out. Right? Like, technically it worked, but, the speakers were, like, on the fritz, and I'm like, is there really a point in playing a video game without sound? Like, sure, like, maybe you're in a loud place and so you can't really hear, but, like, you know, the whole time? Eh. Alright, what do I want to press? Just like the professional we know, he doesn't give an inch. I guess we gotta press everything.
Hold it!
I'm always reluctant to press stuff that I'm not 100% sure about, because in some of these games, I mean, they usually tell you if they're like, oh yeah, unnecessary pressing will give you a penalty, like an HP reduction. But I'm always scared. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. He really likes borscht. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting. So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner? Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Christoph. We dined for 2 hours, then Christoph left. 2 hours? What were y'all eating? Or were you guys... Did you guys do that usual thing where, you know, at the end of the meal, you guys get a coffee or something and you just drag out leaving for as long as possible? God, that happens with my family. Sometimes, even after we pay the bill, my parents or the other people we're with keep yapping away, and I'm like, we paid the bill. We're supposed to leave. They can't use this table until we do. Come on. We did that to you when you visited, yeah. It's not a bad get up within 10 minutes. Hey, sometimes you end up enjoying the conversation, that's all. For me, it was just funny, because we were like, oh no, we don't need dessert, we don't need coffee. And then we keep yapping at the table. And we were right by, where, like, the servers put in their orders, and part of me was like, oh no. It's like, I'm sorry. But, like, you know, they can't ask yes to get up and leave, right? So it's like, I'm so sorry, people. That's just me being, like, hyper-conscious of being kind to customer service people. Technically, there's nothing wrong with it. When the trap fails, Smith hit the waitress. Okay? Don't think there's much point in pressing that one. Maybe?
Hold it!
Definitely want to press that one anyway, because it's about, like, you know, the attack. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned? I mean, it was simple, elegant, really. We set up a trap of sorts. It was to play the card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of the games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would search him and call him out. He would then pull out the played card and the trapper snapped shut. Ho-ho! You swapped the cards! What in the Mickey Mouse? That's what I like to do when it's the flashback stuff. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank. Ara ara. Ara mama. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I deserve this. Yeah! It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. I put my hand in my pocket. That's crazy. Quirk? Yeah, not the My Hero Academia kind, like the other kind of quirk. I will wield that wisely going forward, dead fish. That's one of my favorite things. Everyone's always like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. Gasp! I can't believe he put his hand in his pocket! Again, that was like the dumbest trap, like. Like, it all relied on him never putting his hand in his pocket, like. The card she planted, yes! I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. Yes, grape juice. I threw the card inside the bottle. An empty bottle of grape juice? The murder weapon? Damn, that's ironic. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. Imagine thinking you can pull a fast one on Phoenix, right? Seems a bit extra. I guess because of everything that was going on, he felt he couldn't just, like, return the card to the deck or something. Because if he did that, they would try and find another opportunity to slip a card onto his person or switch tactics. So I guess the only thing he could do is make sure they thought their trick was still gonna work, so they didn't try anything else. Everything about this series is extra? Oh, literally. 20-step murder plots. Sometimes over 20 games? God. Yep. Oh, so he wanted to get rid of it without them being able to find it? Correct. Because the whole thing was they planted that card on him so that when they, because their plan was they were gonna cheat. And when, like, suddenly there were two hands that should be impossible unless no one was cheating, they were gonna search Phoenix and find that card they planted and be like, oh yeah, you're a cheater, like, blah, 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 you've been cheating all this time, whatever. Because they really wanted to ruin his reputation for God knows whatever reason. But if Phoenix had been like, oh, wow, there's a card in my pocket, that's weird, and just, like, got rid of it, like, put it back in the deck, or been like, hold on a second, guys, I'm gonna pause the game, and, like, I'm gonna pause this, like, card game and go put this away, kind of thing. Because he said he found it before the game even started. So he could have just been really casual, like, oh, shoot, I found a random card. Let me go put that back so, it doesn't get confused. But they would have been like, oh shit, he figured out our trap. We're gonna need a plan B. And they would have probably tried something different. At least this way, if they still thought the trick was gonna work, they couldn't pull anything else. And Nick was like, I'm gonna dodge this one. Not obviously expecting that as soon as the trap failed, the bad guy Smith was gonna, like, resort to violence and start swinging the bottle. But I mean, yeah, apparently Nick's been playing as, like, a undefeated professional quote-unquote poker player for like 7 years. So I'm sure someone, I just don't know how they know if he tossed it in the trash or something else though. Because they were sitting facing each other, I think, and it was a very small room. Like, do we have the floor plan for this? We might. No, we don't. Darn. Usually there's like a floor plan. But yeah, this was like originally a really small underground room. The whole point is to go in there and play like these poker games. Oh, yeah, so you can sort of see. So there's that tiny window, and behind the wall, by that window, are the stairs to go up to the restaurant. This is basically all there is in that room. Just a table and the chairs. And like a little spot for like a lookout guard. Because, gambling is illegal. So yeah, if they were already down there, getting ready to play the game, Nick couldn't have easily gotten up without them being somewhat suspicious. And if he left to, like, go put it in the trash somewhere else, they could have done something else to the room. So it was actually safer for him to keep an eye on them and just discreetly get rid of it. Yeah, sometimes the logic can get a little complex, but once you have the gist of it, it all starts kind of making sense. Oh, it's not in here yet. I think the evidence is going to get updated and then suddenly the card's going to be in there. But we will find out. That sounds like terrific drama. A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3, approves of this battle of wits. Thanks, Judge. Please revise your testimony with this new information. Nope. It's not in there. So that's the contradiction.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? You're all ready whether or not I may it. I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No? What? Mr. Wright, surely ... isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped. Oh, he is pissed. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I'm just petty as fuck. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing. So, what's going on? Is Mr. Wright trying to hoodwink us again? Could be a different bottle? I'm pretty sure that's it, correct. I mean, they're in a restaurant. There's no way there's only one empty bottle of wine. I mean grape juice. Or did the car just disappear? Maybe it dissolved. Maybe it was, you know, a very, very, very shitty card, and it dissolved in the remaining wine because, you know, it's just cardboard. Maybe the card was a metaphor all along. It could be. Also, one thing I was thinking of that I just thought of as part of why Nick might have had the idea to put it in the bottle. They haven't revealed this in the game yet. But Nick's daughter is a magician. So putting a card in the bottle is like a sleight of hand trick that a magician would do. So that might have been partially why he got the idea to do it that way. Just a thought. Like, he's pretty good at thinking outside the box anyway, but it just occurred to me. I'm like, oh yeah. You know, the sleight of hand misdirection thing is how, you know, magicians pull cards and coins and stuff out of, like, you know, people's ears and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, putting it in a bottle, that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, this card's in this bottle. You're never gonna get it out. And then, oh, what's behind your ear? It's this card. Wait, but I thought it was in the bottle. Wait, the bottle's empty. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Whoopsies! Push him harder, break him? Okay, calm down. Go for the game. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? We're not. Bro's taking this very personally. Alright. Kristoff may have a screw loose. Yeah, I think his perfectly constructed character is falling apart. Because, you know, the Phoenix Wright villains always have some kind of big, like, meltdown moment where you see their true selves. I think he's approaching. He's approaching villainlocity. There's a new statement, I think? Always the best part? Absolutely. Oh, there we go. That's the new one. Usually... Okay, there's nothing really contradictory about that one. Usually when they have, like, you know, a new statement added in the middle of, like, a cross-examination, that's the statement you contradict or present on. But I don't think there's anything we can really contradict with, oh yeah, I discovered the trick and so I put the card in the bottle. We already went, hey! That's incorrect. I returned he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Alright. Time to look at the evidence again. Can't tell if that's blood or his hair. Like, you know, like, there's obviously, like, a bruise on his forehead, but... Yeah, I don't see any blood. Okay.
Objection!
Mr. Wright? If I may, I know I keep asking and then I'm already main, but you know, it's polite. So, may I? Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. If it works, it works. Absolutely. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Oh, good point. Justice? Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Why? Drama! True. Ah, I forgot to mention something. Maybe, you know, it happens. It happens. It happens, you know. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Ah! You know, to, give him some dignity in death, I guess? Sorry? You... You put the hat on the dead man's head? Dead man's hat. Dead man's hat. Dead hat. No, tell no tales. He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph. Hey! Don't be rude just because he's bald. That's a bit odd, no cap. I mean, I guess if he got in a fight, his hat would fall off, but yeah. And I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head. Why'd you do such a thing? All I can say is, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, really didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head? Not the head. So concerned about the head. I think not. She was out cold, you know, on the ground. As unconscious people tend to be. If you think about it, she lucked out because, she got hit with the bottle just like he did. But he died, she didn't. It's one of those things where you get hit with that kind of stuff makes all the difference in whether or not you survive, which is crazy. I believe I was the only one who witnessed this. And that's precisely why, gotta watch out for a temple. But yeah, that's precisely why, in movies and stuff, they use what's called sugar glass. Like, for scenes where, you know, someone gets, like, you know, a bottle or, like, whatever smashed over their head. Because can't use anything that's not super fragile for that, because you could legitimately kill someone. And I mean, unfortunately, stuff goes wrong with props all the time. Like, there was just someone this year, I forget who, but it was, I believe it was a prop gun for a movie. And, like, you know, it discharged a real bullet. And so, yeah. Actor accidentally killed someone, if I remember correctly. Oh, it wasn't this year. Okay. Mel Gibson recently? I think you're right, yeah. Because unfortunately, it's happened a few times. The first thing I got for Googling person shot on movie set was something that happened with Alex Baldwin in 2021. Not Mel? Yeah. Oh, that's probably why it was in the news. The film's weapons supervisor was convicted of involuntary manslaughter last year. That's probably why it popped up in the news. And the film just came out this year. Gotcha. So that's why it was in the news again. So yeah, it was probably this one. Whoa! Okay. This reads like a frickin' Ace Attorney case on its own. While rehearsing a scene for Rust, a live round was discharged from a revolver Baldwin was using as a prop. The bullet killed cinematographer Halen Hudson and injured director Joel Souza. Alex was charged with involuntary manslaughter, but those charges were later dropped in July 2024 after prosecutors were accused of concealing evidence. I mean, I know that stuff happens in real life, but that's like, oh my god, they concealed evidence. Yeah, while the Rust incident is the most recent major event, a famous prior on-set shooting that resulted in a fatality was the death of actor Brandon Lee on the set of The Crow in 1993. Ugh. Again, why are we using real guns with fake, like, blanks? Why are we not just using fake guns? Like, come on. Just use the BB guns. They make them look realistic enough nowadays. And I mean, a BB gun can still, seriously injure someone, like it could blind them, but... here we go again, Mamma Mia. Mr. Gavin? Ahem. Pardon. My bad. Did I say something weird? It seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. It looks a lot better with blanks. You get the flash and smoke, not worth the risk though. True, I mean, quote unquote, in ye old days, definitely you did not have any alternative. Now, there's the advancements in videography and also special effects make it that there's no reason to use real firearms on stuff. Like, you could just use a completely empty stand-in. Like, if you really wanted to look real, use a real gun, but it's completely empty, and then you fix it in post. And I mean, I'm not really for using AI to supplement or use it for anything, but there is AI as well to, like, aid in fixing that stuff. I was just actually thinking about that recently because, someone in Romania, like a Romanian film director, was used AI, and he's like, look, we're a poor industry. We're using anything we can get. And I was like, oh, because it gave me an interesting new thought on AI, because yes, I can see the argument that it's just a tool, but like, take photography, for example. Some people absolutely refuse to use digital photography, and they still use film because they believe it's more genuine, it gives better quality, blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, yeah, you can still hate the tool that's used. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, hey, if that's how you want to make your art, fine. I'm firmly against using it. I never will. Blah 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 blah. There's an AI algorithm. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like, it is a tool. It is an assist. And I mean, in this case, like, since we're talking about special effects and stuff, it's like, sure, you could use the AI to fix it. But, someone might still prefer to do it manually. For whatever reason. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? There's pros and cons to all this stuff. The biggest issue with AI is uh the generative AI, and also the way, people are just straight up forgetting how to do stuff on their own. Like, I remember, I've told this story before about going to a group lead at work and being like, hey, so there's this situation. And here's what's going on. We need to contact the client, but I really don't feel comfortable about this, and I'm not really sure how to handle it. And she's like, sorry, I'm at the doctor's, but I want to help, so here's the prompt to tell Copilot. And I'm like, I came to you because I trust you and your judgment, and I think you handle things well. I didn't come to you to be told how to use Copilot! And that was a, okay, I'm never coming to you for advice again kind of thing. And she's very sweetly offered before, like, hey, I've been told I'm a great listener. If you need to talk about anything, just let me know. And I'm like, last time I asked you for advice, you told me to go talk to AI. So I don't know. And just got directed to the company's AI system. No! Yeah, Petite Planet, which is Hoyoverse's new game, there's like, oh yeah, you can message Goodman, who's like a character in the game, to ask any questions about this, that, or the other thing. And there was no pre-populated responses to choose from. And then I looked up and it was like, oh yeah, responses are generated by AI. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. The fact you could just type in whatever. I'm like, that's not going to be abused at all. Heard that argument with calculators too? Yes. That's the thing, right? That's why I made that connection about what's the word I'm looking for? That's why I made the connection about oh, this is a tool, this is a method kind of thing, because yeah, back in the day, people were against using calculators for stuff, saying, it's gonna make us dumb, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, to be fair, I'm really bad at mental math, because I definitely go to a calculator for everything. Which is why I started trying to calculate stuff on my own. And just use the calculator to check my work after the fact. And hey, I got better at mental math. Go figure. I just think mental math is fun. Fair enough. I struggled with math in school. They could not teach me in a way my ADHD brain understood. Got hit with the whole well, we want you to learn this way. It did not stick in my brain. I remember teaching myself how to do long division. And this was before the internet, where you could just look stuff up or look up videos. I just straight up got fed up one day and always getting stuff wrong, and the teachers never being able to help me properly, that I just sat down and I kept at it for an evening until it finally clicked. And it was it was basically the same thing they had been trying to teach me, But because, teaching methods, especially in the 90s, were one size fits all, it didn't stick. School unis say we taught you how to learn and pat themselves on the back. God, it's true. Like, it's very interesting. Like, once you get out in the workforce, you start to see who was actually taught how to research and problem solve, whether that's by their family or their school, and who, like, just memorized all the answers and got through that way. Because, I'm not the IT department at work, but I'll have people come to me like, oh, like, you're so good with technology. Like, we're going to ask you about this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, I'm going to be perfectly straight with you. I'm just going to research this on Google. You can do it yourself. It's like, I don't mind helping. I love helping. But I'm like, I'm not actually good with computers. I'm good at researching. And just, it's people, they're like, oh, we never learned how to use this stuff. I'm like, well, yeah. But the tools are right there if you want to. Was exactly made for those people? Absolutely, yeah. I'm like, oh my god. Because I remember, especially right after I finished school, because my school had us use a MacBook, like use Macs and iOS, because we were a graphic and video editing intensive major, and it's just easier to have everyone work on iOS stuff than, like, have to deal with all of the different file formats and stuff like that you get with Windows. So I had people being like, hey, my Surface tablet is being weird. Can you fix it? I'm like, I haven't touched them. It's like, my work computer is still running on Windows XP. I got no idea what this thing is. It's like, and I don't mind helping you, but considering it's your problem and I'm just gonna have to Google it anyway, might just be easier for you to do it because you understand the problem better. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Hey! Those who throw stones should not live in glass houses, Christoph. I can also use fancy sayings. Ho ho ho. Wave your magic wand and fix this, please, magic lady. Oh god, it's so true. I hate it when managers are like, can you put this ticket in for this person? And I'm like, yes, I can. No, I don't want to. Because then IT is going to come to me and they're like, we need more information about this. And I'm like, I have no idea other than what you told me. Go ask this person. And it's like, it's just an extra step that is not necessary. The stretch icon's a little hedgehog it is. He's our friend. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. haven't? You haven't been BSing me this whole time? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. Please stop talking in circles, Mr. Wright. The reason? The reason is right here. Your cell phone. Your cell phone? That old blocky thing? That night. Recall that I spoke with Defense Attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case. I recorded our conversation. Ah, yes. Pick that up from, the case where Mia unfortunately passed away and Maya was being accused. Always record your phone conversations. Because, yeah, little known fun fact, generally, like, it depends on the law in your jurisdiction, but in most cases, it is not illegal to record or list your own phone calls. It's illegal to record someone else's phone calls or, like, eavesdrop on their phone calls. Like, generally, it's considered good manners to let people know you're recording the phone call. But, like, you don't have to. Like, some law stipulates you can record the phone call as long as one party knows, as long as two party knows. It all depends. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Awkward! Kristoff? I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you. He turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? Damn! That is a horrible thing to say. It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. And not a plate, but pate. No exclamation, not exclamation. No accent. Doesn't help this stuff. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. Says the judge who is bald. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. The judge catches so many strays, right? Ugh. I mean, like, sometimes he is kind of flaky, but also, he's pretty good at his job, so it's like, aye. Also, he's like, sir? Are you gonna retire anytime soon? I know judges tend to they tend to die before they retire, but sir, you've been a judge for at least 10 years. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club? Most certainly. Then, how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh! That's right! Yes. That's when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Also, the fact that you were so rude and it's like, what, someone cracked that head open? I mean, the fact that he knew he was bald when the guy showed up wearing a hat, suspicious. The fact that he already knew? Oh, no, wait. Nick said someone hit him. But unless Nick specifically said hit him on the head, he shouldn't have known that someone cracked his skull open. Because you can't die from being just punched. So. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? Dun, dun, dun. Order! Order! I will have order, Mr. Payne! The plot thickens. Dun, dun, dun! Yes, Your Honor? I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, as the prosecutor, Very well, we'll break for 10 minutes. Where's Edgeworth when you need him? Edgeworth would be prepared. Though I think by this point he's become the chief prosecutor. So he's not really prosecuting in the courtroom that much anymore. Only if it's like very high profile. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well, this will be the final recess for the day. Oh, this is awkward. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. I'm all by myself. What am I gonna do? Oh, who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Trucy! Huh? what's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. Trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? No comment about the drop of blood? Had 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2 in all 5 aces. It is true, I have seen it. The 5th ace. The 5th ace attorney. There was cheating, I swear to you. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red, is that blood? You have the trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. Juicy! She's a bit more of a Maya character, but in that moment she seems very, very cool. This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth? That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. The my father's fate is in your hands, did it clue you in? Then again, it could have been Gavin's daughter, I guess. Dun dun dun! Court will now reconvene. Defense attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? It is standard procedure. Can you not be a pain in the ass? Believe me, far stranger things have gone in this courtroom. Do you know about the time that Mr. Phoenix Wright cross-examined a parrot? Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? Yes, the secret. The secret lack of hair. The hair is secret. By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about that fellow's head? Don't worry about it. Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. He likes bald heads, leave him alone. Judgy.
Objection!
Yo! I forgot about this! Oh, the old music! I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Right? What do you think you're doing, right? Wow, they sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. Now this is Phoenix's show. Poor Apollo. He's the defense attorney here. Everybody but him is taking charge. Let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taken it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Ah, not bad, Apollo. Can you really be the defense's legal assistant wearing a tracksuit, buddy? Mr. Gavin? I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. Of course you did. Of course you did. You're the most noble of them all. That's why you're doing the frickin' Magane glasses push-up. Anime-adjacent character who touches their glasses like that is ever fully innocent. They call them the Gendo Ikari for a reason. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Sus. Yes, I'm afraid in the current situation I have little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally! Well, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? Rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. But you know, I left Nick alone with him for an undisclosed period of time. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl in right, holding a bottle in his hand. Uh-huh, sure. I sensed this was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Mr. Wright. So, you witnessed the murder? I mean, technically, he saw the aftermath. If he is not lying through his teeth. For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you were on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. But you know, in Phoenix Wright, they care more about the truth than doing their job, which is making sure their client, either is acquitted or receives the lightest sentence possible. Also, look at that face. Look at that face. That evil, smug face. I just want to break his nose. I'm standing on the witness stand after all. Who can say, so you are, Mr. Gavin? And you had to testify, just as you did. You had to tell them what you saw. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Yes? Oh. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. It doesn't matter anymore. What's the law? What's the law? Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. Why are so many of the defense attorneys, crooked? This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Oh, your life's about to get weirder and weirder, buddy. You got no idea. You're tied up in, Phoenix Wright's nonsense now. Okay. Right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appears. Bald head, unconscious girl, right holding a bottle. Okay. Let's see. Process of elimination. Don't think there's much point. Pressing the last one, because we know roughly when the call happened. Since this was not the best time for me, so I left. Nothing really there either. This one's kind of weird. Let's try this one. Those were the only 3 at the scene of the crime. Yes, as far as I saw at least. Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why did you talk to the police? Two reasons. First, I did actually witness the very moment of the murder. Second, my office was asked to defend rights. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. Oh, you're so noble.
Objection!
There must have been something else there at the moment of the crime. Or someone else, rather? No, Justice. I just said I saw no one. Not a soul. Certainly not my own. I sold that a long time ago. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said! Ah, yes, this mysterious fourth person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Ah, glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. If you must. Tell me. Tell me why. No. No Backstreet Boys. What possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand? To frame Nick? Perhaps you can show us, a reason why such a thing would be necessary? How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? Yes. It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? Because it was covered in blood?
Take that!
I got worried for a second because the music did stop right away. Because usually the music stops, that means you got it right. Not always, but usually. My reason is, this. Is that an ace? Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What? Oh, look at that facial twitch. Ooh, he's gonna snap. This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Because we just found it. Or rather, Trucy just handed it to us. Our bad. Could this be the missing fifth ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gappin so upset? Duh. It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl who you know is Phoenix Wright's daughter. Oh, that card. It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl that night after the murder had occurred. And gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade after all. No! Impossible! Unacceptable! The courtroom cannot accept this evidence. It's a fraud. Can you prove it's a fraud, though? So sure. What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Awkward. What a lie to be caught in. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for? For the killer to take the card away from the crime scene. Where are you going with this? Where indeed? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor. And a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide blood. Regardless, that evidence is not permissible. Oh? Right? Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
Objection!
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless! Bases do not belong to us. Uh-oh. Hey! I assure you, it's quite based. Like I am. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yeah? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head? Whoa! It's 3D now! The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped out a card, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram does it fit? The victims, the killers, the witness, the second witnesses? Whose position does it fit with the bloody card? The victim, because if his head fell backwards, like if his head went backwards after the blood would have dripped behind the chair. So.
Take that!
Well, is it the victim's position the problem here? I don't follow your logic here, Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. I think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Oh. Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So what does that mean? Excuse me. By the way, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? That's crazy. Apollo, try turning the chair around. Well, if I must. You're awake? Welcome to the world of the living. It would have to be. The victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Ooh, four-leaf clover, congratulations. Second contradiction. The killer. Do I kind of want the girl on the banner right now in Sora? Did they update it? Is it still Shia or Nanoha? Or... Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front, sitting where his indicator currently is? I think it would be quite hard, yes? Excuse me. Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of the game? Pretty sure it's still those two. Gotcha. I don't know anything about the meta. I think Nanoha is very cute, but she's on standard, so I don't see much reason in pulling for her because the chances of you getting her are pretty high. If you want Shia, I say go for it. The next one is gonna be a punchy girl, if you look at their social media. I've been pulling waifu, fair enough. I mean, I have to say it, because some people care about waifu and meta, like me. I'll pull if they're waifu, but I'll also pull if they're meta. It depends. Waifu takes precedence, but... I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. Waifu times meta is frickin' goated though, yep. Please see Miyabi from ZZZ. What? But... There's no room to put a marker where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim? I mean, technically...
Take that!
The killer had to be standing? Well, Here? You get points for flair, but that's about all you get. Excuse you! I thought I was onto something here, too. I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... wait, I know! The moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there! The bot still amazes you? Yes, Frosty. Speaking of, it's AI generated, which is why it's usually pretty accurate, but sometimes it really gets off the mark. What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff? Send a team to the scene of the crime immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. Well, it wasn't his choice to leave, but we'll learn about that eventually. I do my best. But let's forge ahead while we wait. No point wasting time. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then the cupboard wasn't here. Which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. How convenient. Everything moves. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. And then Gavin could not have seen a goddamn thing. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh! Rip. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim? The witness? The second witness? The killer? This one. Can't see a goddamn thing if the cover's right there. When did they pull a switcheroo? When they accused Kristoff of being the murderer. Which was a little bit ago, not like super long ago. Yeah, and now, so we've discovered that the cabinets and the furniture in the room where the murder took place can be moved. And so Kristoff was like, oh yeah, I looked through the window in the hallway and saw the dead body. But the cabinets was in the way. So there's no way he could have actually seen anything through the window.
Take that!
About this cupboard. Are we okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Oh. That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Sucks when things get a little awkward, huh? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was. Well, the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. Awkward. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Fuck. Excuse me, Your Honor. This is a court of law, and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They got there in record frickin' time. It's only been 5 minutes since they left. They examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh, and what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage behind it. Yeah, because remember, this was a playing room for people to do gambling illegally, so of course there's gonna be a frickin' secret exit. Like, yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. The This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that, now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. Almost a secret tunnel, if you will. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! You see where a line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. Believe it! Do it! That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something. Please don't say you're guilty. Please don't say you're guilty. Please don't say you're guilty. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out by ourselves at this point. Excuse me. Our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. Oh, okay. Then he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard. Holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. What did you do? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops. Leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with an unconscious dealer. Then, the killer stepped out from the secret passageway into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. Wheeled his chair around to look and rip. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cars on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Did he just replace his glasses? Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. He's like, y'all better sleep with one eye open. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Yahoo! Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest. Immediately. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked. Shocked and dismayed. That a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? Frick you? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anybody else, but me, his own defense attorney, but you're not. His defense attorney, that is justice. Illegal evidence?
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course, this bottle, for instance. Bottle of grape juice that Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Bain? Actually, yes. the fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court and this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom. Well, Your Honor? See how the codfish squirms to the last well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation just like that. Yeah, just like... What? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to go? Don't let him trick you into thinking explanation is the only legitimate one. I could just tell you why I did it, but, well, where's the fun in that? Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? Now, where's the fun in that? He's your mentor. He's got to make you think. It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice? Yes, Mr. Your Honor? Mr. Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court? If I must. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? Okay. Yeah, there we go. See? He's got cases.
Take that!
It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes! Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Yeah, technically true. Maybe that's true if you're tall and you have long arms. Look at photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here. Playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. What an alcoholic. Would have naturally picked up the bottle upside down several times. Oh, I can't believe it was that simple. Drinking straight from the bottle? Without a glass? What an animal. Recall our dinner that evening, Kristoff? I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered, so you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched them. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. And that's why there was no card in it. What do you have to say about these charges, Mr. Gavin? Ah, fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle? Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought. More baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is already empty.
Objection!
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor. Have you initiated the investigation of... When you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier? Do you recall that I requested an additional investigation? Yes, I have your memo about that. Here, retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. Here's one of the bottles in question. What are you gonna do? Dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. The bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say Apollo. Yeah? What? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Just do it, because I said so. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's a bottle? Oh yeah, there's the card. Hello. There's something inside the bottle. drinking wine out of a bottle with a screw cap, too. That's classy. Well, what is this? The card! It can't be! Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga O'Reilly? Yeah, our little swindling Devotchka. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone! The trap failed! Wait, this isn't... You're telling me this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in that piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket, found a card. Yahoo! Yahoo! I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Dispose where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me while the card had died. 5 of Hearts. This is the card! The bottles were swamped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You! Mr. Christoph Gavin! Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh. Here it goes! Oh my god! He's psychic! He's Akira! Oh no, Akira is not a character. Not the character in Akira everyone thinks of. That's Kaneda. Oh, sorry, it's Tetsuo. There we go. Kaneda is the main character, but yeah. Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic. Straight and true. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete. Right? Oh, so you use exclamation marks for that, but you can't use it for pate. This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anymore? No. Who cares? Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim. Did he? Or none that we know of. I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler, an odd profession to be sure. And that's all we know about him. We'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin is a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. You have to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty! Yahoo! Court is adjourned. Now get out of here! Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. the Kevin. That was a pretty long tutorial, okay? So yeah, I mean, they're all pretty long now because they all tie into the greater picture of the game. No more just, oh yeah, this is like a short 1 to 2 hour case to show you how this works. Nah, they're all 6 hours now. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, the sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... I have one question with the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? The power of vibe checks. What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer. Right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Huh? I took this off the neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury! You testified, you said that locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. Oh, you crafty bugger. And it's the truth. Wait, but then, why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. Oh, I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo? Yeah? How about coming to work for me? You mean at the Writing Cool Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know about it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you? You're not, Oh, I turned in my badge. Yes, I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And in the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Did you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? Talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well... too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged piece. Well, Gavin said it himself.
Take that!
You mean this, don't you? I caught this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. The court can accept this as evidence as a fraud! Fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one person who took the real card. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you... Really? Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney? Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true! 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? I punched him! It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Damn. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in, if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, and about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law. And this is how my story begins. Yahoo! Ta-da! Alright, yay! Oof! My poor ears, headphones have been on for too long already. Meow. There we go. Okay. Save, yes. All right. Tomorrow is break day for me, so no stream. If you're in the Discord, we are continuing our Prince of Tennis watch along. We're almost done. There's a few more weeks, but yeehaw, yeehaw. But I will get my schedule up either tonight or tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled. For now, that's gonna be it for me. Let's see who we can raid. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see. Ba 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 ba. Elvira is playing Peak. Sure, why not? Something a little different, but it's also something familiar. All right. So here is a raid. Here's Discord. And here's a merch if you're feeling fancy. Time for me to get out of here. Alrighty. That's gonna be it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. Until next time, take care of yourselves, wash your face, brush your teeth, eat a good food. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye-bye-bye-bye!